everybody, this is Sherry at djsundry.blogspot.com, and today we are ready for the 6th card in our All About Animals series. And I am so excited. This card is really cute. I have to show you a yard sale find. I was at a yard sale and they had little kids, I guess, and I found this cute little boa. It looks like something a little girl would play with. And when I saw it, I thought, I want that. I know I can do cards and maybe even books with it. So I bought it, and today I'm using it for the first time. So let's get started on our card. So for our card base today, I have chosen this orange paper. And this is just some paper that I had picked up. I believe I picked it up at Joann's in a paper stack. Now I have to warn you, I learned the hard way. This paper is, it's really slick, and usually I have no problem with my black Excelsior ink pad smearing, but this time I smeared it and had to go back and redo it because it's so smooth and so slick that the ink just kind of sat on the surface for a little while. It took it a little bit longer to dry. So watch your ink when you're stamping. But I decided to make this a portrait style card. So I cut it at 4 1/4 inches wide, and it's 11 inches long. And then I scored it and folded it at 5 1/2 inches. So that's going to be the base of our card. And then I have cards. I have this paper from K & Company from the Hopscotch. I believe it's called Hopscotch Boys, but it's from the Hopscotch Patch. And I absolutely love it. It's double-sided paper. It's a nice thickness. It's not thin paper. It's cardstock. And I just love this set. And so I had put off buying it, and then they put it on clearance, and so I went ahead and bought it. And it's got great patterns in it. So I'm using, actually, I had a big enough scrap in my scrap bin that I'm using both sides because they perfectly coordinate. And I'm going to use them on this. But let's do the inside first. So I just took a piece of white cardstock and I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and I distressed around the edges with right persimmon distress ink. But before I stick that down, I have a couple of scraps here. Again, it's the double-sided scraps. One side is the polka dots, the other side is the stripe that you see here that I'm using on the front. And what I wanted to do is I want to just adhere these kind of at odd angles. And they're just scraps. I'd say they're about 3 1/4 inches wide. As far as height, I couldn't tell you because I'm not even going to be using the whole height. I don't know how tall they are. And I think I'm going to put one, right about there, just like so. And the other one, I'll use more of the scrap. And I think I'll put that one up here, and I think I want to go down a little bit further on that, just like so. Help if I put it on there straight. So one thing about ATG, you have to be very careful, because if it's not straight, you don't have long to get it up, and especially not if you've stuck it hard on there, because it is strong adhesive. So that's about right, and I'll take my scissors here and we'll just trim that right off. When you're making your homemade cards, you don't have to be precise with everything. Do what looks good to you. Make it look the way you want it to look, and just go with it. And that's what I'm doing here. So this is going to be the inside. Now that's going to give them plenty of room to write on the inside whatever message they want to write. And still it has a finished look. All right, let's just put that down just like so. Okay, so our inside's done. You know, I almost wonder, let's just see. Nah, we'll just leave it just like that. Okay, so now let's go to the outside. So for the outside, I'm going to just set the card base aside. Again, I've cut this at 5 1/4 by 4, 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. And then I took some more of the scraps, and I was playing with it, and I thought about, you know, how sometimes I put my card on the bottom half, and I was kind of playing with it. And what I ended up doing is I cut 3 pieces, and this one was 1/2 inch wide, this one was 3/4 inch wide, and this one was 1 inch wide. And I was going to just put them on here, but I wanted a little bit of break between the patterns, so I took some more of the scraps from the card base and I just mounted them. And they are I cut them actually right at 3 or 4 inches wide, because I originally cut it to go the whole size. So by the time I get my matting on there, it's a little bit bigger, but that's fine for what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and put that on. And I don't know, maybe next time if I make this card again, I'll mix it the other way and do the stripes on the little pieces. I don't know. I love double-sided paper. When I was new, I didn't like it because I felt like I was always wasting part of it, but now I like to have that flexibility. And so then what I decided to do is I'm just going to put these on here kind of random. Just not straight, not in any particular order. I mean, I'm going from large to small, but we're going kind of at crazy angles. Now, it may hang off the side of the card just a little bit, but as long as it fits in my envelope, I don't care, because I'm going for kind of that fun, playful look. And you'll see why. I know I haven't told you which animal because I'm keeping it a secret for a few more seconds until I get my pieces here, because I just am so excited about this cute little card. And it's not something I would normally do, but I just happened to think of that boa when I was doing this card, and I thought, oh, that'll work perfect. So now and here's your first hint. I'm using the K. Andrew Designs All About Animals set again, and this time I'm using You Quack Me Up. And I've already stamped it, and I didn't even measure this little piece. I took my 1/8 inch corner chomper and chomped around the edges, and it's going to go on there somewhere. I'm not sure, but I'll pop that up on foam tape. But here is our animal. This is a little duck. I got this from Animal Kingdom, and I cut him at 4 inches, and the bottom layer is the orange layer. Now, I'm going to warn you, if you make this cut, it cuts the white layer at the same time it cuts the beak. So I had to cut the orange layer, and then I had to cut the white layer on the shift feature, and then I had to go back and cut the white layer again on the shift feature in orange so I could get the whole orange beak. And I didn't think I was going to have to do that at first, but that was the only way it worked. So there he is, and you see what I did is I just took my little boa and I cut off the edge, and this is one furry duck. I think it's molting season or something, but it's one furry duck. But I thought, oh, that looks so cute. Now, if you do something like this, of course, the person, it's going to require extra postage. But doesn't he just look adorable on there? Now, for his eyes, I took these little set with pearls from Wanna Scrap that I had picked up at a scrapbooking expo, and I just used the tiniest little black ones, and I did his eyes. So let's go ahead, and this is going to be a little bit tricky because he's got so much bulk on him. And I thought about popping him up on foam as well, but I decided I didn't want to do that. And glue might have been a better option for him than ATG, I don't know, but I think he'll work out fine. I just want to use lots of adhesive because I don't want him coming up. And I'm getting feathers everywhere. He's definitely molting. Okay, so there's my little duck, and then I think I'll just put him, I'm going to put this kind of at a quirky angle, just like the rest of this card. We've got things going all every which way. And I want to be sure he fits on there, or I could put it over here. Maybe I'll put it right there. That'll give me a little bit more room. And I think I am going to use foam tape for him. So let's just get a couple pieces of foam tape and just get the sentiment on there, and we're almost done. I ended up stamping it twice because the first one I didn't like the way it stamped, and then actually I ended up stamping it 3 times because one of them that I did really like, I smeared. So again, pay attention to your paper, because you know, if it's nice, if it's got a good texture in it, it sometimes is difficult to stamp, but it doesn't smear as much. But if it's too smooth, then it smears really easily too. So there we have it. You Quack Me Up. And then there's plenty of room in there for somebody to send their little message. So thanks for watching card number 6, and come back. We just have 2 more to finish off the series. Have a great day.